What's up everyone, I am Trebus with SC2 Noob School, and today we're looking at a Terran player, and this Terran player happens to be in the Bronze League, so we happen to be doing Bronze to Diamond Week for Terran, finally. And I have something, in my previous videos I said I was answering questions from the comments, and the question I'm going to answer at the end of this video is from one of my last videos. It says, just wondering, when are you planning on continuing your Bronze to Diamond weeks? Well, the short answer is right now. The longer answer is a little more complicated. This is actually the second Terran Bronze to Diamond week I've done. And I'll explain kind of why that is at the end of the video, and I hope you'll leave me a comment after that. So let's go ahead and get into this replay. What we're going to see here, this is actually a replay of Fish versus Victator. Now if you remember Victator, he actually sent me in this replay for the Protoss week, but I'm going to be using it as well from the Terran's perspective. So Fish, he has no idea we're even casting this. Anyway, but I think it was a good example of some things going seriously wrong, and it was the best replay I had for Bronze to kind of demonstrate one very big point. And the point that we're going to see in this video is we're going to see bad reactions to winning fights. So basically, Fish is going to win some key battles at his own base, and then he's going to completely throw away that advantage with overaggression and just improper responses to things. The beginning build order is pretty good. There's a little bit of weirdness. I think the barracks was late, and so he's ending up getting the command center on 18. I actually am not sure what went on there, but you people should know how to do that. And here we have the first thing that I want to talk about. I was going through my replays of all my Terran Bronze players, and I was seeing very consistently 2 gas on one base every single time. No matter what matchup, what map, I was seeing 2 gas on one base every single time, and it was just letting me know that there's a kind of Bronze League mentality where they feel like, hey, if I'm on one base, then why not get these refineries? Well, the reason not to get the refineries is because if you have 17 SCVs and you have 2 refineries and you put 6 of, that means you're putting 6 SCVs on the refineries. That means you only have 11 mining your mineral patches. That's only 3 more than you have mineral patches, and you should be at least have 16 people getting minerals, and minerals will be the kind of driver for your future gas intake. And so it's important that you can actually, it's actually good if you can stay on only minerals for as long as you can. You see Zerg players doing it all the time. Less so, it's less possible to do with Terran and Protoss, but you will still see Terran players going for an expansion before getting gas. It's Protoss players will do it in Protoss versus Zerg, but not really any other matchup because you just kind of die. So first little problem here is always getting this gas. Now, it's not to say that getting 2 gas on one base is in itself a problem. The reason I think it becomes a problem is it becomes the norm to always get 2 gases. And to Bronze League players and to players in the lower leagues, I would always recommend trying to go for a macro win versus some kind of build order win or a micro win or something like that. And the way you get a macro win is getting ahead in economy. And you're not going to get ahead on economy if you stay on one base, getting all the gas and not having enough money to expand. And so that's what we're going to see here. We're seeing the typical, missing SCVs here, factories coming out. In terms of scouting, which I think is not important at all in Bronze League, surprisingly. Some people kind of criticize me for saying that, but I really truly stick with that. I don't think scouting matters at all in Bronze League. Just your build order is going to determine whether you're going to win, because basically in Bronze League people are going to build units and they're going to throw them at each other, and nobody's changing their unit compositions and doing all these clever tactics. It's just people throwing units at each other. So here is the first throwing of units, and these stalkers walk right up the ramp, right into 2 siege tanks, right into a bunch of Marines. No kiting whatsoever, no kind of spreading of units, and the Stalkers get pushed off really easily. And here we're gonna see the just massive, major, terrible, very sad mistake of pushing out across the map. So what happened there? Well, let's look at units killed. 9 killed versus 7. So that was a win for the Terran player. He actually got definitely the better out of that battle. And so what's the goal here? Well, oh, it's time to push. And so he pushes out. He's actually taking 7 SCVs with him. And the reason that this push is bad is because what are siege tanks good for? Well, primarily they're defensive units. So when you win that battle, he should have just said, hey, I've got siege tanks, good defensive units, line them up over here, take my expansion, and then get ahead in a macro victory. But instead, Fish is trying to get ahead in a micro victory, and he's sending out siege tanks that are totally exposed. He doesn't siege in time, and he's got no units to support these siege tanks. And they're just going to get cleaned up very easily. The Banshee also getting cleaned up, and there you go. Alright, so now after losing all those SCVs, the expansion is way too late, and we've got all these buildings that we can't even fund. We have tons of minerals coming in. At this point, look at how disjointed the mineral and gas income is. I'm selecting the SCVs. Well, I guess here will be the SCVs, and then there's 2 inside the refineries. If I subtract 6 here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, he's got approximately 9 SCVs on minerals. Is that right? It looks like 8. But 8 SCVs on minerals and then 6 on gas. That is totally upside down. The gas count right here is insanely high. The mineral count is insanely low. At this point, pull workers off of gas and get that mineral income coming in. It's very, very important. I'd say of the races, Terran tends to be the most mineral heavy. So getting out more siege tanks, as many as he can, and Victator once again is pushing out onto the map. Fish, if he had kept those siege tanks, he would easily have his expansion right now. These units would be no problem whatsoever, and he would be at a pretty nice macro advantage. So we're going to speed up kind of through the rest of this video. It's going to be a little straightforward after we see another similar thing happen. A little over-aggression with the siege tank there, I believe. You know, he'd like to... Fish wants to break out. He doesn't like having all these Protoss units at the bottom of his ramp. There's sentries here that can force field that could be very deadly, although that doesn't happen. But you know what? He doesn't even have a reason to get that expansion yet. He's not fully saturated on his main base. Oh, here's something to add real quick. Whenever you're dropping mules, try not to drop them on the same patch every time, because we see vastly different amounts of minerals, like 7, 600, 700, 800, 1,000, 600, and then here's the money spot. That's where he wanted to drop all the mules, and so it's only 300, so you're just going to mine out faster. But yeah, there's actually no... He's not going to gain any economic advantage by expanding right now. So I wouldn't even rush this much to get out. I think that was a nice little push with the siege tanks and then the Marines to clean up all these units. And then what's happening again? Once again, hey, I won a battle. I defeated him. Let's push out with my tiny number of units. What's going to happen to Marines? Well, they're going to get eaten alive by zealots. They'll get, in small numbers, Marines get eaten alive by stalkers with good micro. They'll get eaten alive by cannons in small numbers. Marines in small numbers are just not very valuable against Protoss. If your micro is fantastic, you can make things work, but let's not expect that to be the case here. And we're going to see the Marines doing a little elevator push, which is further splitting up his units, making his groups of Marines even less effective. And then overcommitting with this Banshee. At this point, the Banshee should be going home. All these units should be going home. What is he possibly going to do with 5 Marines, a Medevac, a Raven, and a Banshee? That is an odd couple if I've ever seen one. Manages to get a pylon and then this ridiculous overcommitment. He's just incredibly far behind. So that's going to be that. I'm going to just speed up through the rest of this. It's, 40 versus 80 supply due to all these macro problems and over-aggression problems. If you have an advantage, turn it into an economic advantage. Don't try to take some army or micro advantage. And there you go. Fish has to GG out of the game. Okay, so let's get to the question. The question here, just wondering, when are you planning on continuing your Bronze to Diamond weeks? Well, the answer is right now. Obviously, I'm doing Terran Bronze to Diamond. The long answer is Terran Bronze to Diamond has actually been finished. It's been done. It's uploaded. Everything is done with it. But it's going to release alongside a StarCraft 2 magazine that's also releasing. I'm working together with the editors of that magazine. They wanted some video strategy content. I thought the Bronze to Diamond series worked really well for what they were looking for. So I created those videos, and I'm just waiting for the actual magazine to release. I'm trying to promote their magazine because I believe in what they're doing, so I don't want to release my videos until their magazine is done. I would really like to, and I've actually been a little frustrated by kind of release dates getting pushed back, and I'm really wanting to get those videos out to you guys, but I also have commitments to this magazine. So you will be seeing those hopefully at the end of the month sometime. Actually, an entire Terran week, Terran Bronze to Diamond week will be released at once. It'll have this slick little menu video. So I hope you guys will look forward to that. And just because I've been getting so many requests, even though I can't release that previous Terran Bronze to Diamond, I figured, you know what? Let's just go ahead and start a new one and get some Bronze to Diamond out to you guys, because you guys enjoy it and I enjoy it as well. So leave me a comment, give me a question. If you see a question that you want me to answer, upvote it. That's why I answered this question from my previous video. So upvote the ones you want to see, and if I have an interesting answer for it, or I think it's a good question or something, I'll once again answer it at the end of a video. Anyways, look forward to more Terran Bronze to Diamond week. This one might not be, previously I had released them Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. This one won't be the same schedule, but it'll still be 5 leagues, 5 videos, everything that you're used to seeing for Bronze to Diamond. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching, and look forward to Silver on, well, might be tomorrow, might be sometime after that. Oh, and send me your replays. I need more Terran replays. Since I used a bunch for the previous Terran Bronze to Diamond week, I need more replays, so please send them to me. Silver and up would be great. Alright, thank you guys for watching, and GG.